Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Life Stripes with Kathy and Duke.
Hello.
As you can see, we are not here alone today. We have a very special guest with us, and her name is Michelle Tortolo. And you will be able to, I'm just going to get this right out the gate. You will be able to find her on Instagram at Michelle's Team Mission Possible. And Michelle, you're
you got it.
Your story's phenomenal. You are phenomenal. And we're just going to share a little bit about who you are and why you're here with our audience. I would like to tell everybody that Michelle has a disorder or a syndrome called Ehlers Danlos syndrome. And I've known Michelle for quite a while, since grade 2, to be honest with you. And so I've been following her on Instagram, and her story has touched me because I've known her pretty much our whole lives. We may not be in contact as often, but we definitely hook up from now and then. So it's been interesting to sort of watch her journey with her disorder. And you've had a bunch of health scares. I'm going to leave it at that and let you tell your story. But I think it's going to be an interesting episode today. So yeah.
Thanks so much for having me, guys.
No problem.
Thank you for coming.
Talk to us about Ehlers Danlos.
Ehlers Danlos is a rare genetic connective tissue disorder. A lot of people have various symptoms with it. There are 13 different types of Ehlers Danlos syndrome, so everybody is unique. And even if you are a certain type, you can be completely different from somebody else. Okay. So I have the hypermobility type. Means my joints are a little bit more flexible and my ligaments are very loose, meaning that I can dislocate things very easily.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Right.
So your body is not producing collagen in the right way. It's producing faulty collagen. So if you were to think of it as building a house, collagen being the bottom layer, if you don't have that first layer correct, the rest of it is not going to be stable.
There's no foundation.
There's no foundation, exactly. No. I was just going to say that. Yeah.
That's right. So I didn't know that I had it all my life. Because it's so rare. Most family doctors don't know about it. It wasn't until a rheumatologist said, I think you have something called Ehlers Danlos syndrome, but I don't know enough about it. We need to send you for some tests.
And so I mean, Ehlers Danlos, it sounds quite rare. Yeah. I know that from just the homework that I've done, 1 in 2,500 to 1 in every 5,000 people are diagnosed with Ehlers Danlos.
I'm special.
Well, you are special.
Yeah, you are special. Yeah,
and
for sure.
So, I mean, lupus, fibromyalgia, the symptoms seem to be pretty similar. The fatigue, the muscle pain, I know the I guess osteoarthritis, that sort of thing.
Right.
So what led them down the path of Ehlers Danlos?
So they ask a bunch of questions. There is no genetic marker for hypermobility. Okay. You are diagnosed based on a series of clinical tests. Can you touch your thumb to your wrist? Can you bend your finger back at 90 degrees? Are you flexible enough that you can touch your hands flat to the floor? And then in addition to that, they look for things to rule out. So fibromyalgia is based on pain points. Right. Do you have pain in the tops of your thighs? Do you have pain in the tops of your arms? I didn't have all of those markers. So they said it could be fibromyalgia, but we're not sure. It could be lupus, but that one's easily ruled out by a blood test.
Right, fair.
So EDS, Ehlers Danlos syndrome, not to be confused with erectile dysfunction.
Yes.
Let's not make that mistake, but it does make the word shorter.
Right.
EDS is genetic. My mom has it. They often told her she had fibromyalgia.
Got it.
Right.
Okay, because Ehlers Danlos is it's genetic. It's inherited.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So from what we've established, it comes from my mom's side of the family.
Okay.
Wow.
Very interesting. Yes. So, I mean, you were saying hypermobility, and I know we were talking about this earlier, where, when you're in school or there's some kids that are double jointed, and see that
it's not gross to me.
I'm pretty close.
Okay, so pretty close. Yeah, if you can go complete 90 degrees.
Well, I don't know about the top of the pinky part.
No, the whole hand. So the hand with the finger all the way up.
Yeah, no.
And then can you still do this? A lot of kids can do this.
Yeah.
But as you grow older, you shouldn't be able to do this.
that.
And
No, I
my
can't do
joints
that.
are still mobile that I can do this.
Yeah.
Which makes a lot of things a little bit difficult in terms of being too flexible.
Right.
You would think, and some doctors actually told me, there is nothing I can do except yoga. Yoga is the only thing that will fix you.
I like yoga.
I like yoga. Yeah.
For someone
Hot yoga.
Hot yoga.
I like hot yoga.
I have never tried hot yoga.
No, it's really
That's
good.
all I do. Yeah, I love it.
For someone with EDS, this can actually be a problem because you think my body can stretch
Right.
a lot, but it shouldn't stretch a lot. And you just don't know how far you're going until it's too late.
Got
and
it.
you've injured yourself.
God.
Right.
So let's take it back because you said you've had this for like most of your life, right?
Without knowing, yes.
Without knowing.
Yes.
Did you recognize, like going back to your childhood? Did you recognize any things now that when you think about it now? Do you recognize anything that may have occurred when you were a child that maybe that tied back to what you have now?
Yes and no. Like I said, the kids are normally flexible, that they can do a lot of the bendy.
Yeah.
They actually call them party tricks.
Yeah.
The doctors ask, can you do any party tricks that kind of grossed your friends out? Yes, I could. I could always turn my toes all the way in and walk like that. It's gross. I know. I see your face. It's gross.
Wow.
Yeah.
It makes sense now.
But I didn't think it was different. I just thought it's double jointed or
fun and it was, it's exciting for the
and
kids
people
to-
make that face.
Yeah. But
And then when you can do it, you're like, yes, I got you. Yeah.
I mean, like you said, it's a party trick, right? So it's like everybody enjoyed it. But now that you're older,
Right.
what are some of the challenges that you face now?
So, first of all, when you look at me, you don't see a person who's got a chronic illness.
Right.
I look strong. I look healthy.
Yes.
But what you can't see is the inside. And what you can't see is that I have to work out because my joints are so loose.
Right.
There's nothing supporting them. So the doctors, when I went to see them, said, the muscles that you have are the only thing that are supporting your joints.
Wow.
People who have EDS can walk outside, take a step down, and dislocate their foot.
Wow.
A lot of them will be in wheelchair or use mobility aids. Thankfully, I'm not at that spot.
And is that because you were
maybe
working out?
because I exercised.
Right, yeah.
And going back to the exercise, I didn't know that I had it when I started exercising. All I knew was that my back hurt like heck. And I spent every night on the couch with a heating pad. My husband came home, brought me a workout and said, let's try this, see if it helped. The yoga wasn't helping. The exercise helped.
Okay.
Right.
Wow.
So it doesn't take the pain away, but I cannot imagine what life would be like if I didn't have it.
Really?
Yeah.
It means that much
It does.
Yeah.
to your day-to-day just overall well-being, really,
Right.
is the working out.
It does.
Okay.
But other challenges could be depression and anxiety, something I never had before.
Right.
The doctors say pain brings on depression and anxiety.
Right.
Anxiety and depression can bring pain.
Right.
You can't win. Your body produces more adrenaline. I may be able to go out and have a great day with my family. The next day, don't expect me to get out of bed. I cannot function the next day.
Right.
I'm just so tired. And some days I could be in a flare-up and my entire system has shut down.
And so you mentioned about the depression and stuff. So it's literally just a fatigue thing. It's a body issue thing. It's not a depression thing at that point.
It could be either.
Yeah.
They don't really know why.
Right.
So you could have a lot of different symptoms, like I said, but a lot of people have gastric issues.
Right.
Your stomach doesn't empty, nor does it break down foods properly anymore.
Hence the IBS diagnosis that you have.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
So they say your gut is your second brain. So if it shuts down, your entire system shuts down.
Right.
So the depression becomes worse. The anxiety becomes worse. The fatigue becomes worse. Your joints hurt a lot. things that you wouldn't think of become an issue.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, and I know that you're not working at this time.
No.
You're on a leave, and
Right.
it's because of the symptoms.
I was stressed, but I was also sick. I was sick over and over and over again, and they just kept saying it was because of IBS. It was because that's life and you're getting older.
Right.
I really hate that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thank goodness that there are some doctors that have heard of it, and I can't fault doctors. You cannot go to school and possibly learn every single rare disorder out there. So I'm thankful that there are doctors that know a little bit about it and are, I don't know, brave enough to say, I don't know enough about it.
Yes.
And to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
The problem that we have,
Right?
Yeah.
the problem we have in our area is there is only one hospital that can diagnose you in all of Toronto and the outlying areas, and the waiting list can be up to 2 years.
2 years to see the doctor?
2 years
to
to
get diagnosed?
see the doctor, and all they do is diagnose you. They
Wow.
turn you out to your family doctor, who rarely has any knowledge of EDS, and they pretty much leave you on your own, and you are forced to become a medical professional on your own to do the research on the internet, which can be hard in itself.
Are
but
there any support
course.
groups?
Yeah.
For Ehlers
there
Danlos?
are tons of support groups on
Okay, good.
Facebook that you
Okay.
can join.
Okay, excellent.
You just want to make sure that you're taking everything with a grain of salt.
Salt, right.
Everybody is different.
Got it.
Right. And I think with like, doing self-diagnosis and looking up things on...
Well, it's not self-diagnosis.
Well, no,
at that
not
point.
that.
Once you figured out the diagnosis.
Well, no,
now.
but like what I'm saying is like going on the social medias and the website to look it up.
Right.
Sometimes some people will say different things.
Right.
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 And also becoming your own advocate to know that something is wrong.
Yes.
You don't know what it is either, but
Right.
something is wrong. And whether it's your family or your employer that's saying it's all in your head,
Yeah.
and you know it's not.
No.
You just have to become your own advocate, really.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And now, of course, you have 2 young guys.
I do.
Yes, cuties. And so,
Thank you.
because it's a genetic disorder, have you noticed anything?
There is a
about them?
50% chance that one of them will have it.
Okay.
I could guess which one. Along with EDS, you often have other autoimmune issues.
No.
So me personally, I have something called mast cell disorder, hives and blotchiness. My younger son has it. When he runs and plays sports, his face gets really red and blotchy. Also taking a shower, because of the temperature change, he gets hives. And I do that too. When I was a kid, I thought I was allergic to water.
Wow.
I'd go swimming and I'd come out with hives.
And that's because your body can't regulate. So.
Right. So the hot temperature outside in the summer to the cool pool, and you just break out in hives.
So do you have to like take something for that, or?
I could, but I know that those hives will go away.
Okay.
And if I were to take something, I'd be taking something every day. So
Yeah.
And I got to tell you, I have a box of medication that they put you on when.
Sure. But you are currently not. You don't do medication every day. There's no particular.
Oh, I do.
Oh, you do.
I do.
Okay,
Yes,
fair
you need it. You need it for pain. There's certain nerve blockers that you can take, and you have insomnia because you're in pain. So often sleep medication as well.
Got it.
Yes, there's a whole list of things. I also have something called POTS, is the short form.
What is that?
I'm gonna drop it on you. Postural
was thinking something
orthostatic
else.
tachycardia syndrome.
One more time.
Postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome.
Okay, I know it's your heart. It has something to do with your heart.
Yep, there you go. Basically, your heart rate does not stay stable when you stand up too quickly or you drop your head down and then come up too quickly. So when I'm exercising, a lot of times, say I'm doing a burpee, I come up fast.
Yes.
And then I see stars.
Yes.
It will go away. There are medications I could take. I am one of the only ones that I know that is told at my age to put salt on their food.
Put salt.
Really?
Put salt on my food.
I get that.
Really?
No, I hear things like that, and I think, well, and I'm sure some people in our audience also who do exercise. I'm a yogi also. I like doing my yoga, hot yoga,
Okay.
and I too, when I go from down to up real quick, I see stars, and it takes a minute, almost like that vertigo, yeah,
Yep.
vertigo feeling. So it's different, obviously.
Right.
It would be very different.
Yeah, I don't see the room move like people with vertigo do.
Okay.
I just see stars and everything becomes unstable. And that can happen when I'm standing. If I stand for more than 10 minutes, that happens as well.
Really?
Really?
Yes. If I'm ever sitting in the grocery store, you know why.
I was going to say sitting in the grocery. Okay.
Yeah,
So why would you be sitting in the grocery store?
Yeah, 'cause
unless
most
you don't
people wouldn't
feel
do that.
right?
Oh,
Yeah.
I've had thoughts of moving stuff aside and sitting on the display, but
Really? Just to stable yourself for a minute.
yeah, just to
Right.
give it a rest.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
When I was a kid, I had it, and my mom thought it was just low blood sugar, and she would
That's what you
Well,
would
most people think that.
she
right?
would give me some sugar, and
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
but no, that's not it.
So how does you working out, like, how does that help you? I know you mentioned it before, like, you tried the yoga, that didn't help. You worked out and that helped. How does that help you? Talk to me more about that.
And you're sharing on Instagram.
I
which
do.
We love.
Yeah.
I do.
Yes. How did that all lead up to?
So, like I said, my husband brought home the workouts on DVD back then because that was the only way you could do them. And we tried it together, and I stuck with it. You get where I'm going here.
Brian.
I stuck with it, and I have not stopped for the last 5 years.
Wow. So it's been 5 years. So we forgot to ask you, how long have
Yeah.
you literally been?
Well, that's how long I've been
diagnosis?
exercising.
Okay.
The diagnosis only came about a year ago.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Because you've been posting for a while.
Right.
Right. And
Right.
then now you understand the need for it.
So I've been posting because I had chronic pain.
Yes.
When I was younger, I had been in a car accident. So I kind of assumed that the pain in my back was from the car accident.
Yeah.
So I kept going and doing the exercises, and it felt better. And if I went a week without doing exercises, it hurt. So
Wow.
I had to keep going.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah. And I can't say that some people say I can't work out at home. I like it.
Yeah.
I do not have to leave my house. I can
Yeah.
not have to drive in the wintertime to the gym. I don't have to wait for a locker or a shower. I'm at home.
That is true.
I'm at home.
And your kids are there, and I see your kids.
I was
joining you in
going
the
to say,
workout, which is also very healthy.
I am their role model.
Yes.
Right.
Because
I love that.
I keep doing it.
Yeah.
They used to hand me jars and say, "Mommy can open it. Mommy's got muscles."
I love that.
So my son's
Nice.
my younger one's been working out since he was 4, and he used to
Love it.
he used to see Shaun T, and he used to grab his little 1 pound weights, and he used to
Nice.
sit there and do his weights
Yeah.
and try and mimic the guys on the video.
Guys on the video. I
Yep.
love it. And you follow Beachbody. So
I
you're
do.
a Beachbody coach.
I am right. So a lot of the team members that I have come to me because they follow me on Instagram and see my struggles.
Yes.
And they know that if I don't have an excuse for skipping it, they shouldn't either. There are people who do Beachbody workouts, and I am in awe of them. There are people in wheelchairs that are certified in hip hop dance.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I am like, Mindy, shout out to you. She is awesome. She just kind of wheels it and does it. There's no reason why you can't work out.
Yeah.
There are modifications for everything. If I am having a bad leg day, if I'm having a bad shoulder day, which I do often, you'll see me with tape, you'll see me with shoulder splints, you'll see me with wrist guards.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean I stop. It just means I change what I'm doing. There's a modification for everything. And people come to me saying, I have a sore knee. I don't think I can do what you do. Yeah, you can.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even if it's just changing the way you eat,
Yes. And we all
That
know
makes-
we all know
Yeah,
that's
for sure.
huge.
that's
Yeah, that is
80%
very
of your
huge.
battle.
Yes,
So if-
absolutely.
That's very huge.
Yeah. So, I mean, I eat healthy. Now I have to eat in a different way than I did before. Still healthy, but certain foods don't sit well with me anymore.
Yeah,
I'd like to.
I've seen those videos too.
I
belly
can
just
go from flat stomach to looking 4 months pregnant in minutes.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Wow.
It's quite fascinating, actually.
Fascinating
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah.
Embarrassing for me.
She's
Well,
not
yeah.
she's not
I
like
get it.
When you get the question,
Man.
how far along honor you.
Yeah.
It's a gas baby. Thanks.
It's a gas baby.
Yes.
Wow,
Thank you.
I love that. So I know that there's one thing that we haven't spoken about, and you've had thyroid cancer.
I have.
So
I told you I'm special.
I don't, you know.
But you're a survivor.
On so many levels, yes,
I am.
you are a survivor.
I won't sing it for you, but I am a survivor.
Yeah, you really are. And so when that diagnosis came, that was first, obviously, before your Ehlers
That was
Danlos.
2002.
Okay.
Right.
So you pushed your way through that, and how was that in terms of now you're diagnosed with Ehlers Danlos. You had cancer. It's just compounding. How is that?
So for me, for thyroid cancer, I take hormone replacements.
Okay.
And I had been stable for 15 years. And then out of nowhere, my levels have been messed up. And there is no reason for it. They don't know why, and they can't get them right. So I get checked every 2 months, and
It's for your thyroid.
Yes. Yeah. So, I mean, whether it's age, whether it's Ehlers Danlos, but if it is, I've had it my whole life, so why now?
Right.
It could be hormones as we get older. If I have to use the getting older excuse, maybe it's hormones as they're changing. I'm really not sure.
But at the end of the day, I think, you know, we look at you and you look amazing.
Thank you.
You know, you are fit. Your spirit is high. You're well spoken, and I mean, you look amazing. And so I think that it's really just a testament to who you are as a person.
Well, thank you.
Because I think anyone going through a fraction of what you are dealing with on a day-to-day basis couldn't handle it and will make excuses.
I have my good days and my bad days.
Yeah.
You can come see me on certain days. I'll tell you when, and I will be in my pajamas, and I will not be getting up.
But you know, but you share it too.
I do.
You know, and this is when I like social media, because it's not always, you know, the fabulousness of life. It's really the struggles too, and you show it all.
I try to be as real as possible. I take my first picture, and I am a selfie queen. I don't care. I take my first picture every day with bedhead.
Right.
I do not get dressed up for the camera. I just take it and show it how it is.
Nice.
I mean, if you're going to love me for who I am, you might as well see who I am.
Absolutely.
I am not fancy.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you. Michelle, you are an inspiration. Honestly. No, seriously.
No,
and I know people say that, but, you know, you would never know just by looking at you. So just having you here today and having people see you, and I'm sure initially it's like, really? What's wrong with her?
It's frustrating. People see me and they think, oh, she's got everything. I don't know why she's complaining.
Yeah.
Or on the flip side, if I do share it, I've been told that I've lost followers because I'm so honest.
Really?
They think, why would I follow somebody and depend on somebody to cheer me on? Because that's what we do as coaches.
Right.
We cheer you on and we support you. I am not going to pretend that I am the one who came up with the workouts. I'm not going to pretend that I know enough about macros. I know how to follow them. I am certified to follow the nutrition program, but I did not create them, and I'm not going to pretend.
Right.
But the people look at my video and see somebody who's crying, and I do that on video. I don't care.
Yeah.
And they think she can't possibly support me if she can't hold it together herself.
Wow.
And I am a firm believer that mental health should be talked about.
No, for
sure.
sure.
And we talk about it on certain days, but it should always be talked about. And nobody should be ashamed to go get medicine. I think, and I always have, that if you have a cold and you go to your doctor and you get cold medicine, you should feel no different about going to your doctor and asking for help.
Whatever you need.
Yes.
Absolutely. And I've always said that.
And so it's frustrating to be, I don't know, looked upon poorly because I share the truth.
Some may say you overshare, but I don't think you can help people grow and do what you do in terms of a coach if you don't share all the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Yeah, I just think that people want to see somebody who's always strong.
Yeah.
Right? And that's not the reality.
No.
The reality is that we all have feelings. We all smile, laugh, but we all cry too, and we're also sad at times too, right? So I think by you showing your true self, whoever doesn't like it doesn't like it. You're never going to be able to please everybody. Even with our show, you're gonna have have people that love us. You're gonna have people that hate us. But at the end of the day,
I love you.
I don't know. But I'm just saying, we all have to be ourselves.
Yourself.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yes.
And
yes.
and when you can wake up in the morning and say, I love myself, it's all that matters.
With
Right.
all my stuff.
Exactly.
all my stuff, and I share all this stuff.
That's all that matters.
And yeah, I'm out there. I share.
I am speechless. And like I said, I've known Michelle since grade 2, and here we are.
Yeah.
Years later. Not gonna say.
I actually do share that on social media too. So if you want to know how old she is, follow me.
Stop it.
Hey, I'm not ashamed to say how old I am, but I'll save you
man.
today.
Yes, yeah. You're gonna have to dig for that information.
Michelle's Team Mission Possible on Instagram.
Follow her. If you've ever thought about working out and you want a coach, Michelle, 100%. I would definitely recommend you. I know she's been trying to get me on team. Michelle's Team Mission Possible, because it is possible, and one day I will join.
It is possible, and your
anything is
excuse of
possible.
no time is poop.
Well, thank you very
she
much.
keeps telling me, and I know you're absolutely right. I gotta, and I did do Beachbody.
You did.
Didn't I start out as a coach before you?
You did.
Oh my goodness! Here we go.
20 minutes.
Yeah.
It doesn't take long.
Yeah.
And the people that say me time, whether it be manicure, massage, don't forget your physical and mental health.
Yes.
For sure.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Cool. Well, thank you for coming and giving us this knowledge and the awareness of all the things that you've been going through.
Thank
It's been
you.
a pleasure.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Well, this has been another episode of Life Stripes with Kathy and Duke. Thank you so much, Michelle.
You're very welcome.
It's been great.
Thanks.